Hello friends, in the last video we have gone through the concept of stacks and various operations on stack. In this video I am going to explain you about the various applications of stack in data structure. First is reverse the string or list, in which we can accomplish the task by pushing each character or element from the string in the order it appears. As we know that we can perform two different operations on stack, that is insertion and deletion. That is push is for insertion and pop is for removing or deleting an element from the stack. When the line is finished, the characters are then proposed off the stack. They come off in a reverse order. This method or this process is called it as reverse string or list, in which if I am going to perform the push operation into the stack for the word angel, first initial level the stack is empty, in which I am going to perform the insertion operation, the stack having the capacity of 5 elements. Firstly, A will insert into the stack, or A will perform the push operation in the stack for A, then N, then G, then E, and at last the L. Ultimately, the top is incremented by 1, because stack follows the property of first in, last out, or last in, first out. Same thing, if we gonna perform the pop operation, that means removing an element from the stack, ultimately we'll get the reverse string. For example, if I am going to perform the pop operation on these elements A, N, G, E, L, L is at the top of the stack, we'll have to remove that element first. L, then E, then G, then N, and then E. At last, the stack remains empty after performing the delete operation or pop operation. Now, the polish notation. The process of writing the operators of expressions either before that their operands or after their operands is called as polish notation. The main property of polish notation is that the order in which the operations are to be performed is ascertained by the position of the operators and operand in the expression. For example, if the operator symbol are placed between the list of operands, there are three different types of notations. One is infix notation, another one is prefix notation, and third one is postfix notation. If the operator symbols are placed between its operands, then the expression is called as infix notation. If the operator symbol are placed before its operands, then the expression is called as prefix notation. For example, A plus B, the operator plus is placed in between the two operands, that are A and B, it's called it as infix notation. And if the operator, that is plus, is located or placed before the operands, it's called as prefix notation. Same thing is dealt with the postfix. If the operator symbol are placed after its operands, then the expression is called as postfix notation. Like A, B plus. A, B are the operands and plus is the operator. While conversion, we'll call it as this expression handling, infix to postfix or infix to prefix conversion. The stack can be used to convert some infix expression into the postfix equivalent or prefix equivalent expression. Here, the infix notation, say a plus b, what will be the prefix and what will be the postfix of that infix notation is given over here. A plus b, the prefix notation is plus ab, postfix notation is ab plus. If the infix notation is a minus c plus b, the prefix will be plus minus acb, and postfix is ac minus b plus. These postfix or prefix notations are used in computers to express some expression. These expressions are not so much familiar with the infix expression, but they have some great advantages also. We do not need to maintain operator ordering and parentheses. Some postfix to prefix evaluations are, after converting it into the prefix or postfix notation, we have to evaluate the expression to get the result. For that purpose, we need the help of the stack data structure. The methods I am going to explain it in the video. See, to convert the infix expression to the postfix expression, we can use a as a it as an expression and b is for postfix expression. Step number 1 is push the parenthesis, if parenthesis is there, into the stack and add right parenthesis to the end of the expression. Push left parenthesis into the stack and add right parenthesis to the end of the expression. As a is mentioned here over here, it is for an expression. Then step 2, scan a from left to right, that is scan the expression from left to right, and repeat step number 3 to 6 for each element of the expression until the stack is empty. Step number 3, if an operand is encountered, add it to the postfix expression. If while scanning, if the operand is encountered, add it or insert it into the postfix expression. If left parenthesis is encountered, push it into the stack. If an operator is encountered, then repeatedly pop from the stack and add it to the postfix expression each operator which has the same precedence or higher precedence than the operator. For the precedence, have to follow that BODMAS. Then step number 5, part 2 is add the operator to the stack. Step number 6, if a right parenthesis is encountered, then repeatedly pop from the stack and add to postfix expression each operator until a left parenthesis is encountered. Remove the left parenthesis, and step number 7 is exit from the stack. Same if we are going to convert this infix to prefix. In this prefix, the same steps are followed, but where the operator should be placed before the operand. The only difference over here is operator is placed before the operand. The stepwise execution of this is step number 1, push this parenthesis on the stack and add open parenthesis to the end of the arithmetic expression. Scan the arithmetic expression from right to left and repeat step number 3 to 6 for each element of other arithmetic expression until the stack is empty. If an operand is encountered, add it to the prefix expression. If the right parenthesis is encountered, push it on the stack. If step number 5, if an operator is encountered, then repeatedly pop from the stack and add to prefix expression. Each operator which has add operator to the stack. Step number 6 is if left parenthesis is encountered, then repeatedly pop from the stack and add to the prefix expression. Remove the left parenthesis, and step number 7 is exit. If backtracking procedure is there for certain factorial or various expressions, backtracking is one of the algorithm design technique. For that purpose, we dive into some way. If that way is not efficient, we can come back to the previous state and go into some other path. To get back from the current state, we need to store a previous state. For that purpose, we need stack. Some examples of backtracking is finding the solution for knight tour problem, or say n queen problem, or etc. Another great use of stack is during the function called return process. When we call a function from one other function, that function call statement may not be the first statement. After calling the function, we also have to come back from the function area to the place where we have left our control. So we want to resume our task, not restart, where stack is used. For that reason, we store the address of the program counter into the stack, then we go to the function to execute it. After completion of the execution, it pop out the address of the stack and assign it into the program counter to resume the task again. This whole process is called it as the backtracking procedure. This recursion, the function which call itself again and again, is known as recursive function. This function will call itself as long as the condition is satisfied. Called it as the recursion. So these are the various applications of stack as we have discussed. Thank you very much for patience listening.